The bathymetry is like topography, but for the ocean. So it just shows like the ocean layers. Surfers, for example, look at that type of data to try to find like the geological areas of that like ocean shoreline to see like if there's a good wave there. Like, I try to bring like some science into it and some like somewhat educational stuff just because I think it's interesting. The ocean floor for me is like something that tells like a big story, like just how it looks. And like when I look out into the ocean, I look out like what's underneath the water, like what does it look like? And I'm always curious about that. Each map's like totally different and they tell so many stories. You know, my background is also in filmmaking. So like telling stories is something that I enjoy doing. And this is just a different avenue of doing that. Like a lot of people would get like Cape Cod or something like that, but I'm looking for like the smaller bays and stuff because everybody does like a lot of Block Island, a lot of like Providence, but none of the little areas, and that's the ones that like I think touch people. I started this off with just doing all my favorite places. So I did Point Judith, Narragansett, East Matunuck's my favorite beach, Patuxent Village, which is where I live. From there, people have just like been telling me what they want. You know, I was at home designing and the Washington Bridge was shut down, and on the news they had the map of the detour, and I was like, oh, how funny that'd be to have like an ornament of that detour map. Rhode Islanders have a good sense of humor, and I think something to laugh about a couple years down the road from now, hopefully. So I did it that night, went to the studio here, made that ornament, posted it online, and that one day I sold it close to 50. So people were stuck in traffic ordering this ornament because a couple of big Instagram accounts shared it out. That one ornament really set me off to expand to where I am now, where I'm doing larger maps. So I originally started this business in a 100 square foot studio. I'm an artist, but I'm really starting a manufacturing business, which I didn't really realize till I started doing this. Manufacturing is important, and it's like you can bring art into that field and not make it look so manufactured, make it look a little organic, a little natural. So that's something I'm excited to explore. Carve Engravings back in business. And now I'm in a 460 square foot studio, and what made me do that move was I needed to expand. I'm getting a lot of orders. I wanted to do bigger maps, which I've gotten a lot of requests for, and I needed the space for that. My love for woodworking would come from my dad. He's been a woodworker himself, like in the basement. He has a whole wood shop, and I've been down there. Still to this day, you know, using his tools, using his using his clamps, using his table saw, and then using his like expertise as well. He's been my family's been completely supportive and helpful throughout this whole process. You know, they come in on the weekends. They both work. My parents still work, and they come in after they're working. So, so yeah, thanks, Mom and Dad.
Yeah, this one looks pretty good. It's just dirty. I can sand that off, but that looks nice. Like that little feature there could look cool, like on the island itself.
Today I have a custom order of a Maui map. A couple is getting married there this May. I'll be cutting it on my laser on the big guy. And then once that's cut, I'll stain it. I'll do a glue up of it. Yeah, I already realized I messed up on this guy. This guy should be up one. I glue it together by putting little spacers underneath of it so I get the ocean layer. So it's kind of making like a 3D puzzle. And I'll use glued for the back of it. And then once that's all dried, I'll put it in a shadow box frame and then put all the framing on it. Oh yeah, and this is reversed too. This should have gone up. Yeah, I totally messed this up. Nope, that's why we get 3 shots. This is my first time framing, so it's, you know, proof of concept, and I think it's there. I wish nothing but the best to Jackie and Joel, who are getting married in Maui. I wish I could be at the wedding. But this will be on the wall, hopefully, their whole lives.
If you want to know what's going on